Good morning, everyone. We are continuing in Merging with Śiva, Chapter 38, Powers of the Spine, drawn from the 1967 and 1970 Master Courses. Control of the prana is also guided through nutrition. Food and air contain a great deal of prana. Prana is transferred from one person to another, from a person to a plant, from a plant to a person. It is the life of the world of form. We should eat types of food that contain a great deal of prana so that we are making prana ourselves. Consider the physical body as a temple with plumbing and electricity. To maintain this temple, watch what you eat and be conscious of the areas where you upset the nerve system of the physical body temple. Also, be careful of the people that you mix with, so that their awareness and vibrations do not pull your awareness into unwholesome areas, and the vibrations of their aura do not affect your temple. This is extremely important to observe, especially during the first few years of unfoldment. Then, my commentary, Gurudeva gives a percentage guideline as to what we should eat in Merging with Śiva lesson 255. Basically, we eat 1/3 fruits, nuts, and seeds, and 2/3 fresh vegetables, salads, grains, and dairy products. Such a diet keeps the physical and emotional forces subtle and refined, which therefore makes meditation subtle and refined too. The within is very refined. Another guideline is in Sutra 190. Gurudeva mentions foods to avoid. So the last one was foods to eat. This one is foods to avoid. Shiva's devotees know that a good diet is the best medicine. They drink 2 liters of water daily, minimize fried foods, and avoid junk foods, white rice, white flour, processed sugar, and degraded oils. Back to the text. When we are in ideal surroundings, in the shrine room of our own home, we can balance the passive and active currents of the body, the Ida and Pingala forces. First, do this simple pranayama. Breathe easily in and out in an even rhythm. Say 4 heartbeats to the inhalation and 4 heartbeats to the exhalation. This steady rhythm will soon begin to balance the Ida and Pingala. As the Pingala force becomes quieted and regulated, you will hear a ringing about 1 inch above the right ear. This is the sound of the nerve current of the Pingala Nadi. And as the Ida force becomes quieted and regulated, you will hear a ringing about 1 inch above the left ear. This is the nerve sound of the Ida Nadi, slightly different from the tone of the Pingala Nadi. The direction of energy flow in the Pingala Nadi is up, whereas in the Ida Nadi flows downward. When the energy in the 2 nadis is balanced, a circle is formed, creating a force field in which the Sushumna Nadi is regulated. Now, to bring the Sushumna Nadi into power, listen to both tones simultaneously. It may take you about 5 minutes to hear both tones at the same time. Next, follow both tonal vibrations from the ears into the center of the cranium, where they will meet and blend into a slightly different sound, as two notes, say a C and an E, blend into a chord. The energy of the nadis is then flowing in a circle, and you will enter the golden yellow light of the Sushumna current. Play with this light and bask in its radiance, for in it is your bloom. The unfoldment progresses from a golden yellow to a clear white light. Should you see a blue light, know that you are in the Pingala current. If you see a pink light, that is the color of the Idda. Just disregard them and seek for the white light and the tone of the combined currents until finally you do not hear the tone anymore and you burst into the clear white light. Thus you enter Savakalpa Samadhi, Samadhi with seed, or consciousness, which is the culmination of this particular practice of contemplation. After doing this for a period of time, you will find that you lose interest in the exterior world. It will seem transparent and unreal to you. When this happens, you have to learn to bring your consciousness back through meditation, deliberately into the processes of inner knowing and thought, and back into the exterior world through concentration. It requires a deliberate concentration then to make the exterior world seem real again to you. Now is the time for devotees who have worked diligently in concentration and meditation and in clearing up personal problems to enjoy their yoga and be happy in their attainments, to enjoy the bliss that is their heritage on earth. And we have the Shum word. We all know the Shum word. Ifje, clear, brilliant inner light. Ifje is experienced in the fields of the fifth and sixth dimension. In the fifth dimension, it is experienced as a brilliant inner light within the head, bright and clear. In the sixth dimension, that light glows in every cell of the body through the torso, the hands, legs, and feet. One can move into Ifje through Kalibasa once you have located Balikana, the slight moonlight glow within the head. Then we get the text, lesson 264, the high E sound. Within the quantum level of consciousness, there originates a vibration, a steady vibration that can be heard with the inner ear as a high-pitched E, as if 1,000 Venas were playing, as if all the nerve currents in the astral body, physical body, and the body of the soul were singing in harmony. It is a divine combination of the Ida and Pingala tones blended together in the Sushumna. Each lineage of gurus has embedded within the psyche of tradition a certain combination of sounds, and listening to this mystic sound holds all devotees close to the guru and all those who preceded him. It is also said that when one is in another birth, the sound is the same, and this will eventually lead the aspirant back to his spiritual lineage. Listening to the nada, as it is called in Sanskrit, or nada nadi shakti, brings the threshold of bliss and shows that the balance of all karmas has been attained. Listening to the nada and tracing it into its source carries the seeker's awareness to the brink of the Absolute. There are today mystical orders that do nothing but listen to the nada while looking at and enjoying the darshan of their guru's picture. Many sincere seekers wonder why they cannot hear E, the nada, during their meditation, whereas others not only hear it during meditation, but during the day when talking, shopping, or just meandering through the garden. This is to say, it is there when awareness enters that area of the mind. The mind has to be made empty. That means resolving all unresolved conflicts within the subconscious. The striving to hear the nada will bring up unresolved issues. They may plague the conscious mind until resolved. At first you might disregard them and feel they will go away as abruptly as they came. But later, when they persist and the major one is deception, yes, we can even deceive ourselves. We are inwardly forced to face up to, admit our secrets, and make amends. When deception goes, the nada comes. When the subconscious is heavy, the nada and the brilliant colors it radiates fade. Failure on the path puts the nada out of range of the inner ear of the soul. The mystical nada, it's a medley of sounds, and each sound which is there has a color, but may be covered as the light of the mind of the soul, the clear white light. It is covered, but not permanently. The admittance of the mistakes, the experience of repentance, and the performance of penance, called prayaschitta, lay the foundation for a reconciliation that will release the force of lower nature into the higher and uncloud the veil that hid the inner light, that hid the nada, that incomprehensible high-pitched E, sounding within the head, that incomparable source of inner security, contentment, and outpouring of love. And that's a long sentence. I'm glad I didn't make a mistake. I'd have to try and repeat it. When you hear the nada, endeavor to project it in love's outpouring to all who are in your orbit of communication. They will feel the blessings when your divine love is projected through your nada into their nada. This is the height of selfless consciousness, universal love, a constant mystical outpouring, an experience of oneness. The Sushumna is nada and more. Nada Shakti is. It just is. And we get some related Shum words here. Lifche, not to be confused with Ifche. L, Lifche. For those who are familiar with 1970, used to be Muni Siyaka in 1970. Now it's Lifche. Affectionately detached universal love. Enjoying the bliss of this fifth dimensional love for all form. Then we get Ilifche, a little deeper. Being the self in everyone, seeing, knowing, feeling, being Yulomp, the life force, actinic energy in everyone, especially those closest to the experiencer, through Rumche Li Nasi. After Im Kaif, one may enter and hold the state this portrait names. So that's a natural time to experience it, is after Im Kaif on the way out. And then we have a second Shum series. Lingna, Ba Lingna, Baba Lingna, Che Baba Lingna, Im Che Baba Lingna. Lingna, ocean, a happy place, an aquarium. Ba Lingna, always in a good mood. Baba Lingna, conscious, awake, or aware. Che Baba Lingna, that's the one that most of us know, the consciousness of happy feelings. Im Che Baba Lingna, sending joy from Anahata to Ajna to all others. Hai Im Che Baba Lingna, the welling of great joy within the top 4 chakras, bursting with joy as a result of a spiritual awakening or insight. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.